back to Steve Landry TV show, your number one TV show in Delta State, Asaba. You know how Stevie now. Oh yeah. All right. If today is the first day you are with Steve Landry on Steve Landry TV show, please just know you are missing out. Although the volume 1, volume 2, 3, 4, and 5 is on YouTube. Full clip is on YouTube. Why on Telegram, known as Steve Landry reality show, is also there to still guide you. Or if you want to, if you are those kind that you are bored in watching a lengthy video, Steve Landry reality show is on TikTok, whereby you can watch them part by part. You understand? And also on YouTube, Steve Landry TV show also will show you this video part by part. But if you are patient enough to see the full clip, you can just quickly go on YouTube, you watch the full clip. You understand? Alright, so today, like I said, we'll be starting our sub volume 1 on hygiene today, and it is titled Helping Preteen and Teenagers Build a Good Personal Hygiene Habit. That is our topic for today. You remember, I gave the content and key points on how parents should guide their preteen and teenager in having a good hygiene. So today we'll be starting a sub volume under hygiene. Hygiene is going to be a very broad discourse. So I'm having up to 9 sub volumes under hygiene. So stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Alright, so today sub volume 1 is all about, we'll be talking about helping preteen and teenager build a good personal hygiene habit. Now the question is, parents, how can you help your preteen and teenager build a very good personal hygiene habit? Because they will not just wake up one morning and know it all. You are there to guide them, and this video is for you to help your preteen and teenagers have a very good personal hygiene habit. Because if they don't have this habit of good personal hygiene from this stage, the preteen and teenager stage, the adolescent stage will be so difficult for them. They will lose confidence in themselves. Imagine an adolescent having a very bad body odor. You understand? Some self don't turn follow come. You get it? So now you need to let them know at the early stage, before they turn adolescent and an adult. So this is the stage you need to guide them. This puberty stage, this is where you need to guide them. Now, as parents, you need to know that you need to let your preteen and teenagers build this habit of good personal hygiene. As a parent, you need to teach or guide your preteen and teenager have this personal good hygiene. Now, before we proceed, I mentioned this in our last video, that you need to teach them the basics. So by helping them have a very good personal hygiene habit, which is what we are discussing today, you need to let them have or know the basics. So by helping them, we are going to talk about the basics of a good personal hygiene. You understand? So for you to help them build this personal hygiene confidence, you need to teach them the basics, and that's what we are going to talk right now. So for you to help your preteen build a personal good hygiene habit, you need to introduce the basics of hygiene. And what are these basics? Join me. Now, the first thing you need to let them know is washing of hands. The first thing you need to let your child know is washing of hands. Once they sweep or do any house chores, you need to let them know that after doing any house chores, wash your hands with soap. and water, not just ordinary water. Wash your hands with what? Soap and water. Before you let them know that when they get to the stage of cooking, before they cook, they need to wash their hand thoroughly. You understand? To avoid contaminating the food that they are about to prepare. That is the other one. And again, after coming out from toilet or after using the bathroom, in terms of maybe they want to urinate or they want to defecate, you need to let them know once they are coming out, they need to wash their hand thoroughly. They need to wash their hand very, very well with soap and water. If there is no soap, if there's water, you need to wash your hand very, very well. Let them know these things. There are other cases whereby they also need to wash their hands after eating. You need to let them know that washing of hands is very, very necessary. If you are feeling irritated on your palm, wash your hand, because every seconds you see that your hand is always going to your mouth. You also see that your hand is always going to into your nose, your ear, your eyes. You understand? So you need to let them know that one of the basics of good personal hygiene is to do what? Wash their hands, which is what? Washing of hands. That is one of the basics. Now the second basic is that you need to let your children know that covering of the mouth when coughing is very, very necessary, so that they will not share this cough to their neighbor. You need to let them know that coughing, closing of the mouth or closing of the buccal cavity when coughing is very, very necessary. At the very first early stage, like the preteen, or maybe from baby stage or kid stage, you need to let them know that when you are coughing, you cover your mouth like this. Not no. Let them know that you cover your mouth very, very well when you want to cough. Sometimes you let them know that they should excuse themselves when they are in a gathering. If they are in a gathering and they feel that they want to cough, they should excuse themselves away from that environment and go and cough. But if it's something that they cannot bear, you understand, they should close their mouth like this and cough. You understand? So let your child know that closing of the buccal cavity or the mouth is very, very important when they are having a cough. And the third one we'll be talking about now is that when yawning, you need to let them also know that they need to also cover their buccal cavity. Where is the buccal cavity I'm referring to what? The mouth. When yawning, let them know that covering of the mouth is also what? Important, because there are a lot of microorganisms in the air or on the air. You understand? There are a lot of microorganisms in the air that are harmful to human health. You understand? And it is very, very important that whenever they are yawning, they should close their mouth. Not no. If they are yawning, they should do what? If they are yawning or they feel tired, even though they are stretchy, sometimes if they are stretching while yawning, they want to in a swagalicious way. You see some girls, they want to yawn in a swagalicious way. They do. Sometimes they do. You understand? So whenever they are yawning, whichever style they want to use to yawn, you let them know that covering of the buccal cavity is very, very important to avoid the intake of microorganisms that we cannot see with our naked eyes. Teach them all these things. Now the next one is brushing or cleaning of the mouth. Same buccal cavity, cleaning of the mouth. You let them know that it is very, very necessary and very, very important to wash the mouth, if possible, twice daily. And if possible too, with warm water, maybe before they go to bed, 3 times a week. And whenever they are cleaning their mouth, they should brush their teeth up, down, sorry, down, up, 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 down, up. Maintain that movement. Understand? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then whenever they are washing their inner teeth, huh? Huh? And their upper teeth, inner upper teeth, huh? Do this way, or the other side, huh? You understand? Then another important part they need to wash again. You see, this their cheek. Sometimes you feel that it's just to wash your teeth and your tongue, that and you are done. Your mouth won't smell. Your mouth will still smell. You understand? You see this in your inner cheek. Gently, that place is fragile. You put your brush, you rub. It can be in a circular motion. You rub. You rub. Your inner cheek. You rub. You understand? Then another thing again, some we do miss out is that our upper palate is also an essential part to clean. Sometimes some people will just brush no, your mouth will still smell. That's why I'm taking my time now to tell you that part you need to wash. Your inner cheek, you rub gently. It's fragile. If you are too harsh, maybe when you are using a very hard brush, you will get yourself hot. You rub. Now once you are done, you observe thick sputum. You see experience thick catarrh. You cough, you spit it out. Now, the last place I would like to teach you again is that your upper palate, like I said earlier, your upper palate is very, very fragile, and if you put your hand there, it's very, very sweet. It tickles. You understand? So what you need to do, if you are using a hard brush, you also want to rub gently, gently, gently. Now once you are done washing your or rubbing your upper palate with your soft brush or your hard brush, which when you are doing it you need to be very, very careful to avoid injuring yourself or getting yourself hurt. You understand? You observe that there is a thick sputum there. You wash it, you spit it out. You understand? So these are the areas whereby you teach your children, your preteen and teenager, how and where to brush, not just the teeth and the tongue, or sometimes only the teeth self that you teach them how to wash or brush. You understand? So the first place I said is your teeth, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Make sure you do it very well. Your inner teeth, the same pattern, or you understand, use the same pattern too if possible. Then your tongue, not just only the middle tongue, the side tongue, everywhere, and gently under your tongue. You understand? Your inner teeth, then your what, your inner cheek. I've forgotten what the name of that place. I'll check it out later, but you can check it out, the name, and write it in the comment section. Your inner cheek, I've forgotten what it's called. You rub gently your upper palate, up of your mouth where your tongue used to rest. Imagine where you are when you are sleeping, you see that your tongue will rest there. So that your dirty tongue now is having contact with your upper palate. That's why you need to be washing it every day, or whenever you are cleaning your mouth. You understand? So you rub gently. Okay, I hope this helps. Okay, so that's one of the basics of a very good personal hygiene. You need to let your preteen and teenager know. Then the fifth one that I'm having here is what, letting them know that having regular bath or shower is very, very important. Having regular bath or shower is very, very important and very, very necessary. If you refuse to bath, you start having body odor. not just ordinary body odor. You have body odor, you have armpit odor, you have your private part odor. You understand? So we have talked about the mouth. So if you are cleaning your mouth well, just as I've explained earlier, you won't have mouth odor. You understand? You also take care of what? Your private parts. You clean it very well. Your feet, you always make sure you clean your feet very, very well. You see, in between your toes, always wash. Your hand, always wash. In between your hand, if you are bathing, always sponge it with soap. Your leg, just the same way. Sometimes, guys, we do take our bath without washing our feet very, very well. That's why if you see our shoe, our shoe fit catch fish inside river. And again, boxers, eh boxers, always wash your what? Your undies. To the male and female, always do what? Wash your undies. I think that should be our number 6. But let's talk about the shower. Taking having regular bath. If you want to bathe, make sure you use sponge and soap. Wash your hair. For the male and the female that you are not making your hair, you wash your hair. For the female that you are making your hair, when it's time for me to discuss about how to treat your hair to avoid hair or head odor, we'll talk about that part. But for now, male and female that are keeping their, like mine now, make sure you wash it thoroughly with your hair soap or your bathing soap. If you're having beard, if you are growing beard, you wash your armpits. Not just you bathe, you just like finish. No, you wash. You see this fold, you wash. Elbow, you wash. Wash your parts. For the female, if you've started developing upper torso, parent, you need to let them know that you raise their breast. They wash, you clean, not just wash and keep. Because if you are using soap to bathe and you're not rinsing your body well, that one will also lead to body odor. If you're not rinsing your body well, to also lead to body odor and skin reaction. It will also lead to skin reaction. You understand? Then your private part, you're now developing pubic hair. You make sure you sponge, you clean. Take time, you wash. As a guy, you raise your sack, your testicles, your scrotum, you raise it up, you wash. You raise your penis up, you wash it very well. Once you wash finish, you rinse it. You understand? Wash your pelvic, wash it very, very well. For the female, you open your leg a little, you wash. If possible, teach your children how to sit on a warm water. It will help them a lot. When we're talking about genitals and the rest and shaving, we'll talk more on this. Teach your children how to sit on warm water. It helps. Because as you are cleaning your body, you are not sponging inside your vagina. So there's a way you wash inside your vagina. If not, your vagina will be having how is that? Does this smell again, sef? To start producing a pepperish onion smell. You know, onions wey be like say e get pepper inside. Na so e go dey smell. That's the kind of smell. You might be surprised that I know this. I've gone for research. No, the scent it produces is a pepperish onion scent. That's how the vagina of a lady scent. A pepperish onion scent combined. That's how it scent. Once you know that your vagina is too much, is scenting too much. If the odor is if it's oozing, if it's too much, know that you need to clean your vagina very, very well. But if it's small, it's not that harsh, know that okay, it's safe. Because I feel that is the scent of the microorganism protecting the vagina inside. That's the scent of the microorganism protecting the vagina inside. So once that scent is too much, and just know that you need cleansing, thorough cleansing. And once you clean it like that, it will the scent will reduce. It will be there, but it will reduce. That is to say, the microorganism is still there, because its duty is to protect the vagina. I will check. I've forgotten the name of that microorganism. I'll remember in my during genitals, cleaning of genitals, or hygiene of the genitals. You understand? I'll make sure I remember the name of the microorganism that protects the vagina from any foreign bodies of any infection. You understand? So you need to teach your daughters how to take care of their vagina, their private part, clean it very well. So we'll talk more on that. Now the sixth one before we close today's discourse is taking care of your laundry. Very, very important. Taking care of your laundry. Make sure, for the guys, you don't put on your underwear more than once. Even though you put on your laundry, you put on your inner wear in the morning, and you now have your afternoon bath, don't put on that same boxer. If you notice that it was sweat, you were feeling very sweaty before you want to take your bath, don't repeat that boxer. Yes, it might still be clean, but there are some microorganisms that is taking place there, whereby once you put it on your fresh body after taking your bath, you see that the microorganism in that boxer during when you were sweaty, and the microorganism now that is now on your clean body will not tally. So that microorganism in your sweaty boxer, and once it start reacting on your body, it will lead to itchy. Your body will start itching you. You understand? Because it's not supposed to be there anymore. Your body is now clean. As mean your body is dirty or sweaty again, the hair can continue regenerating himself, or continue clubbing. You understand? But as soon as you've pulled off that boxer or pants, you've taken your bath, you don't need to put on that sweaty boxer anymore. That's what will lead to skin reaction, or any kind of reaction that is going to take place in your private parts. Same thing applies to if you are putting on any singlet or any t-shirt without singlet. You understand? So that is that for the subtopic, helping preteen and teenager build personal hygiene habits. So these 5 or 6 point I've given us so far is the basic of hygiene. So if you can introduce your children to these basics that I've shared with us so far today, I believe it will help your preteen and teenager build a good personal hygiene habit before they attain the stage of the adolescent. Because during that stage of the adolescent now, that's when they will now start working towards the basics you've taught them during their preteen and teenager level. It's during that adolescent stage, that's when they're now working on it very, very well. Because at that adolescent stage now, you now observe that the body change of your child will start changing. Your child will start having body change. You understand? Both the one that is having thicker voice will start having thicker voice. Both the one that is growing beards will start growing beards. Both the one that is having change in upper torso area will start having change in upper torso area. That's when it will now start becoming obvious. But the early stage is the development stage for the puberty. Then that adolescent, that's when you now know that they no be teenager again. No, they don't pass teenage. Oh. You understand? So when we start talking about adolescents, we'll talk more on that. So thank you for being patient with Steve Landry, and I believe you enjoyed today's discourse on helping preteen and teenager build personal hygiene habits. And I also believe that these few points I've given us so far will guide you as a parent in helping your preteen and teenager have a very good personal hygiene habit. So in our next topic, which is under hygiene still, sub volume 2, we'll be talking about why good personal hygiene matters for preteen and teenager. Why is it necessary? Why does it matter? That's what we want to really know. And that's what, as a parent, that's what you need to let your preteen and teenager know. Why does personal hygiene matters? So that's what is going to be our next topic in under hygiene sub volume 2. Thank you once more for always being with Steve Landry of Steve Landry TV show. Please don't forget to support us, like, share, comment, especially share, so that people that needs this video will also benefit from it. Please, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to it. And if you are not yet our followers on YouTube, please follow us. If you are not yet following us on uh, TikTok, please follow. I take God beg you, and help your brother. You understand? So help spread this uh, discourse, so that every other parent that needs to watch this video will also benefit, because a lot of things the parents do. So I no blame them. And the country is so hard that we know if they even know wetin we suppose do again. So at least if they're watching this video, it will bring back their memory that this is what I need to do for my preteen and teenager. You understand? This video will help them remember that this is their duty as parent and guidance. Remember, don't touch the dial. Aquema. Oh yeah. See you next time.